Christians do and Christians don't. And every one of us has got a different set of rules, right? Because some of us think this is okay, some of us think that's not okay. And the whole point is this, is that you can't go back to telling people, listen, it's great that you've accepted Jesus Christ by faith, realizing it's not a gift of yourself, it's a gift of God. That's wonderful, Ephesians 2:8-9, and then say, oh, by the way, but now you've got to jump back in the box. Because that's not living by faith. That's living by rules. Okay? That's scary. And when you got a new Christian, they're all excited. They want to tell everybody about Jesus, and they don't care how they do it. And nothing scares hell more than somebody excited to start telling people about Jesus. We've got to be careful that we don't snuff them out, put them back in the box, because that's not the plan. Who is he talking to? The new believer. You were running a good race. Listen, a new believer, they'll do anything. What do I do next, Pastor? Well, you've got to be baptized. Where? I don't know. Listen, I was over at Vero Beach. We went over to do baptisms. They do it in the ocean. We had to call it off because there were sharks. Try that in your baptismal sometime. You've got to be baptized. Why? Because Jesus said. But it's cold. I don't care. We'll find some way to do it. You've got to be baptized. You got to do this. Yes, there are some things you got to do. But there are other things that Jesus is like, just go tell people. Put it on a t-shirt. Put it on a hat. Put it on a bumper sticker. I don't care. But tell somebody. You were running a good race. I want to explain something to you. Last week I told you that I didn't expect the sermon to be radically life-changing. Today's different. I'm probably going to say something in about the next 5 minutes that you've never heard from church. Because I'm going to do something really strange. I'm going to tell you the truth. To be spiritually enslaved is a choice. To be physically enslaved, like the Hebrew people were captured by the Egyptians and they were enslaved. That wasn't their choice. If you and I were invaded by some country and taken over and we were put into slavery, that's not a choice. But to be spiritually enslaved is a choice. It's not a smart choice, but it's a choice. And the reason is because we have been spiritually set free if we accept the remedy for our dilemma. And our remedy is confession and repentance. And that's how we're set free spiritually. And if you today, either of us, if we choose today to live enslaved spiritually, then that's a choice. It's ignorant, but it's a choice. Because there has been a way made for you to be spiritually free. And I don't know how to tell you this, but it said you were running a good race. Who was it that cut in on you and kept you from obeying the truth? Obedience is the key to your life change. I don't care what it is you want to change. You got to obey. You got to obey somebody bigger than you. We have 12-step programs in this country. They're no good if you don't obey. I told you my story last Christmas. I was at my home church, and this guy that I've known for 30 years said, "Oh, hi, you're Tom. I didn't recognize you. You're fat." I love the guy to death. But when I knew I was going back up to Kalamazoo in October, I went on a diet. And I dropped 20 pounds. And I told my parents, that guy wasn't even going to come to church that week. I called my parents and said, "You make sure he's there." He sat right behind me. And I turned around to shake hands with him. He didn't recognize me because I just disappeared into thin air. But listen, it's no good to go out and buy a book and go on a diet if you're not going to obey it. Because you're not going to lose any weight. Obedience is the key to life change. I don't care what your situation is. You're going to have to submit, defer, cooperate with something greater than yourself if you want something to change. And if you don't want to obey, then you don't really want to change. That's just hard truth. Hard truth. This is the hardest truth. Very few people are willing to do what it takes to be set free. Very few. I met about 3 weeks ago with a man who looked at me and said, "I think my marriage is over." I said, "Well, it's not if you'll do this, and this." This week, his wife called me. "I think my marriage is about over." I said, "Not if you'll do this, and this." Yesterday, I get a text message. "Can I call you to talk to you?" from the husband. I said, "Absolutely, anytime after 10. He never called me. You want to know why? Because he's not willing to do what it takes. That's why. It's not Pastor Tom's fault. It's not God's fault. It's not some counselor's fault, because you don't want to do what it takes to be free. And if you're not going to do what it takes to be free, then you're choosing to be enslaved. Now, that's hard, but it's true. I don't want to tell you this, but Jesus, God ain't Tinkerbell, going to fly down and sprinkle some pixie dust on your life and make it all go away. Because freedom has a price. Don't you wish it could work like that? We could all be good. But it doesn't work like that. Because freedom has a price. And God's paid His part. Now it's time for you to pay your part. I'm sorry, but I love you enough to tell you the truth. You're going to have to pay the piper. Pastor Tom, I want to lose weight. Okay, well then let's quit meeting at the buffet. Listen, I went 7 weeks without potatoes or bread and a Diet Coke for that long. Why? Because I wanted to look that dude in the eye and go, ha ha, that's why. I was motivated. I paid the price. Pastor Tom, I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. Okay, if you're sitting here today, I'm going to tell you my story. We were $32,000 in debt and paid it off in 40 months. $885 every month for 40 months. I'm free. I had to pay the price. It was hard. So how are you going to get out of debt? Well, I'm going to go get another job. Have you looked around? It's not easy to find a job right now. It's not easy to find a real good job for sure, because there's thousands of people who want that job. So how are you going to make things different? Oh, I don't know. Do you need all 42 movie channels? I mean, I hate to get in your business, but if that's $50 a month, that's $600 a year. You do that 10 times, that's $6,000. That's like a pay raise. Let me tell you something. My family, when my wife and I went on this diet, my kids suffered. No, we didn't eat out. You'd be surprised how much money you got when you don't eat out. Eating healthy costs more than eating cheap. Eating nasty, though, I'll tell you that. I go to the grocery store, spend $250 and got nothing. Like, what? This is salad. It's an expensive salad. But we nickel and dime ourselves to death. $50 doesn't sound like a lot, but you do it 100 times, you do it 1,000 times, you're talking about some serious change. But you got to pay the price. Freedom has a price. I want to get along better with my spouse. I want to communicate better with my spouse. Well, what are you going to do? You going to sit around and talk about it? You're going to pay the price. Put up or shut up. And it's sad, but so few people really are willing to do what's necessary. Christ has paid the price for our freedom, spiritually. Our spiritual debt has been paid. Woohoo! That's good news, right? But here's the hard part. The grace part, that's God's part of it. Forgives us of our sins, makes us clean, makes us whole, all those things. That's marvelous. But what about those things that just won't go away? What about those things? What about things of your personality that you wish could change? What about those habits? What about those tendencies? What about those things? How is God going to be able to deal with it? He can't until you're willing to pay the price. God has taken care of everything that He can, but now He expects us to man up. He expects us to grow up. You say, well, Pastor Tom, that's not in the Bible anywhere. Grow up. Well, no. But it does say this. Your brothers, you're called to be free. So don't use your freedom to indulge the sinful nature. But rather, serve one another. See, I can choose to serve you, or I can let you enslave me. But I'm going to choose to serve. I'm going to choose to serve you. Well, that doesn't help me with my habits. Well, but this says that if we belong to Jesus, we have crucified the sinful nature. It doesn't say we flirt around with it. It doesn't say we hold hands with it. It doesn't say we go to counseling. It doesn't say that we get a new plan. It says we put it to death. Wicked, vicious death. Put it to death. And not just the activity, but the passion and desire as well. That's some hard, hard Bible right there. That's tough stuff. And so since you and I live by the Spirit, we should keep in step with the Spirit. Go back to the analogy of the yoke. If I'm going to walk with the Spirit, then the Spirit is going to be beside me, not in front of me. not behind me.